Hey, what is up guys? It is Card Shuffler 99 here, and today I'm going to teach you guys the fancy false cut. It's actually called the fancy false cut. This is a false cut that I do all the time, and a lot of you guys asked me to teach it. Now, there's so many ways that you can really go about doing this, and I'm going to teach you guys today exactly how to do this false cut, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. It's a great little flourish, great little false cut. Works every time, and yeah, it's just a great little trick that you guys can add to your bag. So this is how I'm going to teach it. I'm going to teach it with a red card on top, just so you guys can understand where the packets are going. So anyway, let me just come around and we'll get straight to it. Alright, so this is how we're going to go about doing this false cut. What you're going to do here is you need to know how to do a swing cut first of all, so you need to know a swing cut. Now, if you want to make it a little different, you can bring in the swivel. If you don't know what a swivel is, you lift off a packet like you're going to do it, and you use your opposite index finger, and you're curling it off, and then you set the other one on top. So that is the swivel. Now, make sure you know how to do both of those. You don't need the swivel technically. And then you also need to know the one-handed Charlier cut, okay? Anyway, let's get straight to it. So this is how the cut's going to start. So you're going to swing off about a third of the cards into your opposite hand. Swing out another packet. Now, you can just swing and grab, or you can swivel. And you can do that any way you want, really. But anyway, pick your method. I think just to do it faster, I just do 2 swing cuts. So swing, swing. Now notice I'm leaving a break here between the top packet and the middle packet. I need a break there. And the final packet just gets set on top. So this is what I have here. Okay, once again, the top card is right there. Now, once I put this last packet on top, what I do is I change my grip to the Charlier grip. So really all I do is I just bring my pinky over, and I have my index finger curled in. From here, I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to swivel this out. So all I do is I turn it out. And now I have it like this. So I have my thumb here. And all I'm going to do is, as I take it out, swivel it out, I'm going to flip it over in one motion. I'm going to do a Charlier. Half a Charlier. You're going to flip that back on, and then you close it up. Now, I'm going to go a little more in depth on that motion. Alright? So, here we go. Once again, we're going to use this red card as a marker card. Swing off again, leaving a break. Place the last packet on top, and as I do that, I switch to the Charlier grip with my my index finger curled in. I'm going to swivel this out and flip it over, just like that. Now practice that. Now what you're going to do is half a Charlier. Now you already have the break here, so you're going to do half a Charlier until you bring it to this little 10 position. Okay? From there, that's when you flip this over, and then you close the Charlier. And just like that, you've done a false cut. So, I'm going to go over this a few more times. I'm going to teach you guys a few other things that you guys can do. There's a few different ways that I've figured out that you can do it. So, another way you can do is, now this is tougher, where you actually swivel this out with your middle finger in the same hand. You flip it over, and then you can like set these two down. Now that's another method that you can go about. Honestly, it's still pretty tough for me to do it. I don't have the biggest hands, but it looks something like that. You can do this really any way you want. You can do the same cut, and you can kind of toss it in just like that. I've never done it like that, so you know, I'm just used to doing it the standard way, just like that. Anyway, let me teach you guys how to do this, and then we'll get into it. So, think about it. You're swiveling. Once you're in this position, you're able to do whatever you want, okay? This just has to go in the middle, okay? Now, technically, this false cut that I did here where I swiveled it out and then, like, I flipped it over, that's not false. The only thing that does is it just keeps the top card on top. So you can play around. If you only need the card on top, play around with your options. Now, like I said, this version here where I swiveled it out and then I flipped it over and then I set the packets down, That's not false. That just brings the top card back to the top. Now this one here, where you can kind of grab it out and throw it in, that's the same thing. It's just, you know, you're just tossing it in. Now, play around with your options. There's so many ways. Now, once you're here, really the only thing you have to do, if you only need the top card on top, you just have to get the bottom packet to the top. If you want to make it false, then you just have to bring this back to the bottom, this back to the top, or this back to the middle, and this back to the top. That, you know, you can really experiment with your ways, but once again, let's go over the original method. So you're here, you have the Charlier grip. You're going to take your middle finger, swivel it out, and once again, you can see I'm using support from my middle finger. Swivel it out, and you can see when I'm here, okay, I swivel it out, and you can see my thumb is just going to grab and flip it over. I'm going to do half my Charlier. Once I'm here, once I feel this top packet make contact with my thumb, okay, I'm going to swivel this on and then close the Charlier cut. Okay, now once again, like I said, do this in, you know, any sort of way you want. Now you're gonna have some mess ups. Sometimes the cards do catch a little bit, especially in this situation. Sometimes your thumb like that actually lifts up the card. But, you know, just be careful, especially as you're going to do this really fast. But it's a great false cut that you guys can use. Play around with your options. There's so many ways that you can really go about using this false cut. But I highly recommend. A lot of you guys were actually asking me to teach this false cut. I actually did it in a separate video before I did it in a 10 false cut video, which is still up right now, or I think it's a 5 false cut video. It's still up now, but a lot of you guys didn't, you know, see it somehow, so this is your video for it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and this is Card Shuffler 99. Peace out.